Happy Book Talk Tuesday. I love Tuesday so much. Okay, so you guys, I saw a few weeks ago that or maybe a couple weeks ago, I don't remember, the American Library Association released their award winners for 2020, which is like the Caldecott winner for illustrations, Newberry, Pura Belpre, the Cybert. There's lots of awards for all kinds of different things. So I wanted to talk to you about some of the ones that I actually have read that were on the list, or that I started reading after I saw they were on the list. So the first one I want to talk to you about is When You Trap a Tiger. This one is by Tay Keller, and she also wrote the Science of Breakable Things. So this book won the Newberry Award. That's a big time award. Actually, all these award winners are big time awards, but the Newberry Award. So When You Trap a Tiger is based on Korean folk tales. It's about a girl named Lily, her mom and sister, and she moved like really quickly from wherever they lived to live with their grandmother, which she calls her Halmoni. I'm not sure how to pronounce it. And the sisters don't know why they are doing this. They are perfectly fine and happy where they are at. And now they have to go live with their grandmother, which they like their grandmother. It's not that. They just don't know why they have to move there. So, well, come to find out, grandma is really, really sick. It never really says what it is, but it kind of seems like cancer to me, but I'm not sure. The Halmani used to tell these stories, these Korean folk tales, to the girls when they were younger. There was a tiger that was in lots of them, and she and Lily loved these stories. The girls both loved the stories, but Lily loved them and wanted to hear them all the time. Well, rumor has it that Grandma Halmani has taken stars from the sky, which are stories, and put them in a jar and put them a lid on them so that the stories cannot be repeated again. And as they are staying at Grandma's house, Lily starts to see a tiger, and actually the tiger is talking to her, and the tiger wants the stories back. And there seems to be an agreement that if Lily brings the stories back, Lily feels like the tiger will make her grandmother better and be okay. That may or may not be the case, but it was such an amazing, just a whole new twist on stories that I have never heard before. I love When You Trap a Tiger. I love that it pulled in Korean folk tales and fairy tales. I love tales anyway. I love stories, and stories from around the world are things that we should all be sharing. I love learning about other people's cultures. So that book also was an honor book for the Asian Pacific, some sort of Asian Pacific Literature Award. I cannot remember what it is. I apologize. But Paper Sun was the winner of that award. And if you guys remember, I talked about this a few weeks ago. Someone donated this book to us. It's the inspiring story of Tyrus, Wong, immigrant and artist. And you might remember me saying that this man is incredible. He is such an amazing example of perseverance and resilience. He didn't wait for things to happen to him. He took initiative. He took chances. People said, would you like to try this? And he didn't say, well, I don't really know how to do that. He just jumped in and did it. Wow. This man was amazing. And so this book is really, really awesome too. Another book. So a lot of the ones that were on there are checked out right now. So I couldn't get them. So I took pictures. So Efren Divided is the winner of the Pura Belpre Award. So this book is about a boy named Efren and his family. His parents are very hardworking. His dad has 2 jobs, and his mom one day gets deported back to Mexico. And they want to get her back, but to get her back, they're going to have to hire somebody to try and get her back across the border, and it's going to cost a lot of money. So dad just gets all the money he can together, and dad can't go get her because if he crosses the border into Mexico, they may not let him back. Efren can go because he was born in the United States. So he is sent with a great deal of money across the border to find his mom, and he really doesn't know where he's going. He's got some instructions from his dad, but things never go as planned. And it was really, really an amazing and inspiring story for me, and a great story for us all to read about immigration, which is a big issue in our country right now. I thought it was fantastic. Another one is A Wish in the Dark. This, I believe, is one of the honor books for the Newberry Award. So we had this in the library, and so I checked it out because it was a winner. And I'm reading it actually right now. And it's about a boy who was born in a prison in this land called Chitana. And in this land, the governor, I guess many years ago, said no more fire because fire burned down the whole city or something. So you are not allowed to have fire anywhere in the land. And they have these orbs that you can buy, and you have to have orbs if you want light. And it seems kind of like, I'm not all the way in it yet, but it seems like these orbs are like, like on your phones, they can track wherever you are. It seems like these orbs kind of track everywhere you are and everything you're doing to make sure that you are, on par with their rules. So anyway, he was born in this prison, and while his mom was, I think, giving birth to him, and he cannot leave this prison until he's 13. But in the meantime, everybody there has this tattooed number on their wrist of what the name of the prison is. And then once you get out, they cross a line through it and put a star. Well, he escaped before he was 13, so he does not have the line and the star, even though now he's over 13, and he is in hiding, and he's very possibly close to being caught at the point where I'm at right now. So I love it. I mean, from the very first page I read, I thought, oh, this book is right up my alley. We Dream of Space. I put this on here because I believe it is I think it's a Newberry honor, but it might be the Cybert, because it has something to do with the Challenger, the Challenger launch in the 1980s, like 1986. Sorry, I haven't read it yet, but I'm going to. It's not in the library right now. It's checked out. Whoever you are reading it, come let me know what you think. But it's about some seventh graders, and it seems like there may be some tension going on in here. Imagine that, between seventh graders. Everybody's trying to find their space, and they have this teacher that kind of he wanted to work for NASA or be an astronaut, but he didn't get that job, so he ended up being a teacher. But apparently he is sparking a gigantic love of space in these kids. So I cannot wait to read this, because I actually was alive during that Challenger launch. I know it was a long time ago, but I remember where I was actually walking through the library at my junior high when it launched. I remember because of what happened. Okay. When Stars Are Scattered is a graphic novel, and y'all, this one won. It was on the list for audio production. So whoever reads it must be absolutely amazing. But I already had it on my list to order for next year. It's also written with Omar Mohammed. So Victoria Jameson, you might know, is the author of Roller Girl, and she also did All's Fair in Middle School. So she wrote this book, but Omar told her the story. So he was a Somali refugee, and it's about a refugee camp in Kenya. And y'all, this is stuff that's happening right now today. And that is things we need to know about in this world, things that we can change and make a difference. But if we don't know what's going on in the world, we can't change it and make it better. So we always need to be learning. Okay, so I can't wait to read that one. And then Prairie Lotus also won. Ooh, I don't need that. Prairie Lotus also won. This is by Linda Sue Park, an honor for the Asian Pacific something nominee. Again, I apologize. I have no idea what the name of the award is, but it is prestigious. So this one is a book that takes place in the late 1800s, and it's about a girl whose mom was Chinese. She has died. Her mom was Chinese and her dad was white, and they lived in California. And there were lots of Chinese in California in the late 1800s. But she and her dad moved to the Dakota Territory to start a new life. And in the Dakota Territory, there was no one that looked like her. So she faced a lot of racism and a lot of negativity and a lot of ugly, just because of how she looked. But they didn't know her. They didn't know her dad. So I love it. It's historical fiction, and it's still something that we're dealing with today. I don't know why, but we still are dealing with this today. So lots of great award winners. I hope you guys will pick some of them up and let me know what you think. And in the meantime, go read lots of great books.